It took an intervention, but now a Bryan College Station native is warning others about the dangers of drugs. He's using his own story of recovery.
News 3's Whitney Miller spoke with him, and she is now with us in the news center with his story. Whitney?
Well, Steve Carlo, the young man I talked to, says he has a whole new outlook on life after years of heavy drug use in the Twin Cities. He hopes his story will motivate others to seek treatment.
It was never really hard to find drugs here. Like, they literally were right down the street from almost wherever I was.
Justin Goss was born in Bryan and grew up in College Station. He says it was in high school that he started using drugs.
But as I got older and, started experimenting more, my drug selection got more narrowed, and I started looking specifically for opiates and cocaine and methamphetamines. I got most of my drugs in Bryan. I also did a lot of my using in very upscale parts of College Station, Pebble Creek and Castlegate.
It started as just recreation in high school, but Goss says it quickly took an even more downward turn.
I needed them. It wasn't fun anymore. It was like it was a daily grind of having to get the drugs in order to go about my day. And
Jerry Wynn is a clinician at Third Day Treatment. He says he's not surprised by the accessibility.
There's as big a drug problem here as anywhere else. 9% of the United States has a drug or alcohol problem.
Wynn says of the 23.5 million people in the U.S. that need treatment, only about 2.5 million are getting it. And he says the resources in the Brazos Valley can be limited.
That we need to work and strive together towards a common goal, a concerned effort that all of us work together for the betterment of our community.
For Goss, it would take an appearance on the TV show Intervention for him to take a turn for the better.
they came down here and filmed for a week and then sent me to California to they told me it was a 90-day treatment program, but it turned into a 7-month treatment program. It was brutal to be away from my family and my loved ones, but at the same time it was necessary, and it did me a lot of good.
Now, Goss is still living in California and is working as a recovery coach. He says his goal is to give back and help the next person struggling with drug and alcohol addiction. If you or your loved one is struggling, there are a number of resources. I'll attach some of those links on our web channel at kbtx.com. For now, live in the News Center, Whitney Miller, News 3.
All right, thanks very much, Whitney.